We are one day away from the 15th annual Money in the Bank that will be in Toronto, Canada, with special host Trish Stratus, which just makes sense. And not that we need to justify this, okay? Because I'm a Dakota Kai stan, and I really thought they were going to give her this opportunity to be a part of the Money in the Bank. I didn't think that she was going to win it, but I thought the opportunity of being in it was going to be her time, and they gave it to Zoe Stark. And of course, I understand Stratus is from Canada. Zoe Stark is talented in her own right. But now there may be something happening there as to why they did give it to Zoe Stark over Dakota Kai. Again, it sounds like I'm throwing shade. I'm not trying to throw shade. It sounds like I'm justifying why they chose Zoe Stark. And I'm not trying to justify why they're doing this. Okay, I just thought it was Dakota Kai's time. Alrighty, so these are my Money in the Bank match predictions. In no particular order, we do have Sami Zayn versus Braun Breaker for the WWE Intercontinental Championship. And this match will probably be the only one that, depending on the result, I usually don't like to bitch about a lot of stuff. I react in the moment, but I know that I'm not going to completely shit on it because there's always going to be context that comes out afterwards. Or maybe I'm forgetting certain history between whatever happened. So usually I don't like to bitch and rant as soon as something happens. But this is the only match that I probably will, depending on what happens, because Sami Zayn defeated Chad Gable and also Ilya Dragunov. He cannot defeat Braun Breaker. I understand that Sami Zayn is the ultimate underdog. He always comes out of adversity, and we get it. That's why we appreciate the man. He's extremely talented in his own right. But if you're going to build up Braun Breaker to be this beast, to be the next Goldberg, to be the next Brock Lesnar, why are you going to make him lose to Sami Zayn? So this is the only one that for sure it has to be 100% Braun Breaker. Next up, we got Damian Priest versus Seth Rollins for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. For this one, I was going towards Damian Priest, but now I think it's kind of obvious that it is going to be Seth Rollins because they definitely did rush him back and it was kind of quick. I think they're doing this to solidify a good match for Gunther to eventually take the title away from Seth Rollins, because we already know that Gunther is on that trajectory of being in the main event scene, being in the main event title pictures. So what better way than to take it to the workhorse? What the fuck? To take it then from the workhorse champion Seth freaking Rollins. If Damian Priest loses, he must leave the Judgment Day. I mean, he's kind of already on his way out with the whole Liv Morgan situation. I feel like Judgment Day is so distracted by Liv Morgan that they're kind of dissing Damian Priest because he's not as distracted as they are. And we know that it's being put into place Finn Balor versus Damian Priest. We know they're heading towards there. Hopefully they start planting even more seeds, because if Damian Priest loses, he's out of the Judgment Day. And maybe we get a reveal that Liv Morgan and Finn Balor have been working this entire damn time to break the Judgment Day faction, because they know Dominic Mysterio is weak. He's a weak man. And a returning mommy would have a hell of a pop. And then Damian Priest and mommy stand together and they're going against Finn and Liv Morgan, and then Dom comes out and Dom is like, I don't know what to do. And then you have Liv and mommy turn to Dom and they both push him down at the same time, and they're like, you're just a little bitch. I could really fantasy book almost the entire card, but I won't, because I know this is going to be a long yap session and my name is not Drew McIntyre. So we're going to go to the men's Money in the Bank match. We got Jey Uso, Carmelo Hayes, Andrade, Chad Gable, and LA Knight. Carmelo Hayes and Andrade being a part of this, I think, is wonderful. It's a nice way for them to broadcast the talents. We've seen Andrade in ladder matches. He's always doing what the fuck and holy shit moments. Also, Carmelo Hayes, because he lost to Cody, which is 100% okay, but the IWC just went crazy, like, oh, Carmelo is buried now. And then I think he lost again and they were like, he's buried. I think it's a good way to keep Carmelo Hayes in the conversation, but also just to remind the IWC, like, hey, we have a stacked roster. Not everybody can win. Depending on who they're going against, not everybody can freaking win. LA Knight has an ongoing feud with Logan Paul. I don't think LA Knight is going to get it. I do see him winning the United States champion at SummerSlam, because it is in Cleveland, Ohio. That's Logan Paul's hometown. And what better way than to get it in his hometown, and you will still get better cheers than their hometown hero, which I don't even know if he's a hero, man. I'm a huge Logan Paul fan, but LA Knight is on the trajectory of getting the United States Championship for sure. Yeah. Next up, we got the three highly favored ones. We got Chad Gable, Jey Uso, and Drew McIntyre. So for this one, Let me tell you something. I was always for Chad Gable getting the briefcase, but because of the Uncle Howdy stuff, because it seems like Wyatt Six might finally execute whatever plan they have for Chad Gable at Money in the Bank, I don't see him getting it. I think they're doing this towards Chad Gable first because to soften the blow that he's not going to be Mr. Money in the Bank. And it sucks because I really wanted him to get it. Go on Chad Gable. And Yeet in the Bank is just 10 out of 10 perfection when it comes to merch sales. I'm sure Mr. Yeet in the Bank will be popular. I'm sure Jey Uso as Mr. Money in the Bank would be entertaining. I don't see him winning it either. Do I think he should? I think he should. I think Chad Gable should. I think Drew McIntyre is going to get it. And I know CM Punk and Drew McIntyre keep costing each other stuff. So there's two fantasy bookings here. Drew McIntyre took the bracelet that said Larry and AJ. He's wearing it, and he's showboating and everything. So of course we're thinking that CM Punk might interfere and cost Drew McIntyre the briefcase. And then of course we have the TLC 2017, 2012, I can't remember which year, where AJ Lee costed Cena the Money in the Bank briefcase. There are those two options. But I'm gonna go with the third option, which is Drew McIntyre wins clean. He wins fucking clean. There are no distractions. There are no interruptions. He just wins clean and he cashes it in that same night because there is history between him and Damian Priest, him and Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins and Drew McIntyre went at it WrestleMania. Rollins was not fully invested in their match. He was invested in another match. So Drew McIntyre was like, you're not even invested in this match. Drew McIntyre gets the title, but then Damian Priest cashes it in and takes away his moment. Why? Because Drew McIntyre, all he does is run his damn mouth and showboat. He could have easily been prepared for this, but no. And he had to go and tease him and get in his face where he got dexed by CM Punk, and then Damian Priest cashed in. I think Drew McIntyre just wins the freaking briefcase clean. He cashes it in and he becomes the new World Heavyweight Champion. And then that's when CM Punk comes, attacks the shit out of him, and basically is like, I'm cleared, bitch. So next up, we have the women's Money in the Bank. We got Io Sky, Chelsea Green, Lyra, Tiffy, Naomi, Zoe Stark. For this one, I don't see Zoe getting it. I don't see Lyra getting it. I don't see, as much as I would love Naomi to get it, because ever since she returned, it kind of seems like she's kind of lost in the shuffle right now. She did take a couple of losses returning, and I just need them to do more with Naomi. But I don't see her getting this. It would be a beautiful surprise if she does. Io Sky was last year's Money in the Bank women's winner, so I don't see her doing it for the second time. The top two contenders here are obviously Chelsea Green and Tiffany Stratton, and both of these women exude what Mrs. Money in the Bank is. We know they're going to bedazzle the briefcase. We know they're going to be annoying. We know they're going to be in your face about me being Miss Money in the Bank. These are two of the most perfect options right now that WWE has for Miss Money in the Bank. But I'm going with Chelsea Green. If he does, and then they make it a 4v4, they could have a returning Jimmy Uso as the fourth member. I could see him because he got betrayed by Solo, so I can see him helping them. Next up, we do have the main event, and the main event is Cody Rhodes, Randy Orton, KO versus the Bloodline. It's 3v3. We don't know if Jacob Fatu will be one of the three members because we do know that he does have a criminal history, so we don't know if he can even cross the borders. We got Jacob, we got Tama Tonga, Tongaloa, and Solo Sikoa. And it's funny because I can't even remember who the tribal chief is right now because it doesn't feel like we actually have a real tribal chief. As you can tell, I was listening to them and then I was like, who is the fourth one? Damn it, Solo. The Bloodline has to get it. I feel like they need to solidify something. Like, they need to be those guys. They need to be a strong faction. They just killed Paul Heyman this past Friday. I think the Bloodline is going to win, and they're going to introduce a new wise man. The new wise man being somebody from the Samoan dynasty. I don't know who necessarily it could be, but I think the Bloodline should and will get this. Do I see a Roman Reigns return? Wise man got put through the damn table, man. You would expect a Roman Reigns return, but Oh, this is so difficult too because it's the main event. So Roman Reigns could show up because of Cody Rhodes. Roman Reigns could show up because of the Bloodline. I think the Bloodline is going to win, and we might have a Randy Orton heel turn against Cody Rhodes because he's been eyeing the belt. We've seen so many shots where he's eyeing the belt. I'm gonna go with no Roman Reigns return, and the Bloodline is winning. So that is it for me. I will be live on Twitch and YouTube for Money in the Bank. If you do want a community to come and enjoy the show with, if you want a couple of laughs, if you want a couple of people fucking debating you about stupid fucking shit, because sometimes my chat gets crazy about shit, but do not worry, we are not about that. We are a cool community. So if you want people to watch Money in the Bank who understand sense of humor, because we believe in comedy in my chat. We don't take things too seriously, but also let me know if anybody is mean to you, because they can go bye-bye if they're really being mean to you. But anyways, if you do want to join my chat, I will be live at 4 p.m. Pacific time on Twitch and YouTube for Money in the Bank. Yeet.